This is a heck of a process.
Spraying the glyphosate. How does anyone say this word? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just an idiot.
What's going on here? It was just 6 degrees this morning. What the f? Oh, and before anyone says anything about this ridiculous attire, holy. But I'll tell you, I am sick of looking at how crappy this lawn is. I'm gonna nuke this whole front lawn. It's gotta go. What's going on, guys? I am super pumped to have you back for another special video here. I think it's super cool because I'm gonna be doing something that I've never done before. So I always like to try a new challenge here. And the challenge today, all of this grass you see behind me here, or weeds, or clover, or whatever, it's like almost no grass. It's just weeds. Anyways, I'm gonna be nuking it with some Roundup. And this is the first time I've ever done this. But I'll tell you, I am sick of looking at how crappy this lawn is. So yeah, I feel like it's gotta go. And I should probably throw it out there, but this is what my lawn looked like last year. It was almost entirely perennial ryegrass. There was a few weeds here and there, a few bare patches here and there, but overall, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it looks pretty good. I was able to stripe it, checkerboard, all that good stuff. So I have no idea what happened to my grass this year. And you know what else has to go? The garden beds. There's like 3 of them on my front lawn. I think they look absolutely terrible. I'm sure at some point in time, someone really liked them, had put a lot of energy and effort into them, moving rocks and growing crappy bushes. But personally, I think they look terrible, and I think they also gotta go. And as you can see here, I used my full-size tractor to rip them up in just like 2 passes on each garden bed. And that's what it looks like with all the garden beds ripped up. I think it'll look so much better with just grass. And I definitely should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but if you don't know what nuking your lawn is, well, it's actually really simple. I'm just gonna go out and buy a product, spray it all over the lawn, and so anything that's green and alive will now be dead because of the product, and I'm essentially just gonna restart the whole thing. And I guess I'll just go ahead and use this as the before, because holy crap, you really get a good idea of how bad this place looks. I walked around with this camera just trying to find any grass for like 5 minutes, but yeah, I don't think there was any. All right, I'll be honest here. I've never done this process before. I've never nuked any lawn. Heck, I've never even used Roundup before. But I watched at least a couple of videos, maybe 10 minutes worth of videos, and I do feel like I have all the tools, the products, and I do honestly feel like I might be an expert on the subject. Feeling really good about it here. Step 1, mow it as low as I can go with the bagger attachment. Let's go. Step 1 complete. Honestly, probably the easiest of all the steps. I just had to mow it down. Step 2 is going to be to grab my electric dethatcher rake. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to pass over the whole lawn again. So literally the exact same thing, but then I'm going to do it the other direction, the perpendicular direction as well. That way I can just hack up everything possible. Should make the next step even easier. Once again, this is the first time I've ever dethatched anything with an electric dethatcher. Super sucks that it's corded, but hey, I got a sick deal on it. Onwards with step numero 2. Honestly, just kidding. I gotta plug this damn thing in. What friggin' corded tools. Cheaper, but slower. All right, I've never turn this bad boy on. Actually, that's a lie. I tried it. I plugged it in at the store. I blipped the throttle and it was good to go. We were inside, and I know these rakes, these little tines are spinning fast as heck. So I didn't let her buck. All I did is go whoop, and it worked. So yeah, hopefully this thing's gonna do what I think it is. Holy! Whoa! Dude, that thing's putting in work. I don't even know what setting I have it on, but that is sick, and I know for sure it's gonna work damn well. Damn well. Yo, that thing is pretty slick. I can't believe how much thatch and like stuff it just rips up, man. I don't even know, man. I emptied that bagger probably 6 times, maybe 7. It like auto shuts off when the bagger's too full, and it was like, yeah, 6 times, maybe 7. And if you look on my lawn, it is still full of thatch. I have to rake it all. I'm not gonna lie, my original time assessment of 1 hour to mow and dethatch has been completely shattered. I think we're on hour 3 here. This is a heck of a process.
All right, moving into the last phase of this lawn nuking operation here, and that is in fact spraying the glyphosate, the glyphosate macho mate. How does anyone say this word? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Jesus, why can't I get that right? All right, next step. Oh my God. Next step, spraying the glyphosate. Glyphosate. Nailed it. All right, Michael, I don't know why you're wearing these right now. Don't be an idiot.
Woo! All right, I'm not sure that joke was worth it. Jeez Louise, that super sucked. It's 10,000 degrees out. I'm sunburnt to oblivion. It's another heat wave. I don't know what's going on here. It was just 6 degrees this morning. What the f? All right, here, check this one out. Boom, I got the goods. There it is. That's that good. I already made a super slick joke about glyphosate in my last video, which is the lean-to video. If you have not watched that, then I suggest you go watch it. Yeah, that's not ideal. But anyways, I couldn't find a good alternative to dye, so I'm just gonna use food coloring and hope she goes. There's definitely a specific product that you're supposed to use, but I don't have it. So I guess that means I lied to you. Jesus, keep it down, buddy. So I guess that means I lied to you. I don't have all the things, but I do feel like that's kind of a nice thing to have, just not required. So I'm hoping that the blue food coloring goes a long way. I'll probably spray like the whole thing in there. Yeah, maybe not the whole thing, because I might need to mix up another batch of this whole solution here. Oh, and before anyone says anything about this ridiculous attire, I just needed to be addressed that this is for safety. I got the longest shorts that I own on. I have super high top socks. I got shoes. That's rare. I'm always barefoot. If you've seen any of my videos, then you know I'm always barefoot. I got a respirator with brand new filters. I got eye pro. I got a glove on my right hand, paper towel on my left. I think this is pretty good to go here. I don't know how much safer I need to be. Well, I just sprayed the whole lawn, and yeah, that's a tricky product to use. No kidding, you kind of need that blue dye. The food coloring that I used was completely useless, didn't work for a single second, not even the slightest bit of blue once it hit the ground. Yeah, it was blue in the container, but it is not blue on the ground, which is where you need to see it. So it's completely useless. Honestly, I feel like even if nothing died, I feel like I've ripped up so much debris that it's like already such a huge game changer. Like I bet this would be enough. So I'm hoping spraying all that product on there does kill it as effectively as I hope. Check this out. Too much torque on that bad boy. Holy, that was sick though. What? And if you hadn't clued in by now, step 4, I think I'm on 4, right? Step 4? Step 4, topsoil. We're laying it out. We got peat moss in the car here, laying that out. Open all the bags, spread it around, make it happen. Booyaka. Well, I do feel like I skimped out on this phase of this lawn renovation here. I probably should have just had like 2 cubic yards delivered, dropped off, put it like right there, spread it out. Probably was the correct answer. But anyways, you know, this is a lawn renovation on the economy, you know. It's a budget build for the old lawn reno. But I also think that's all right because I'm not 1,000,000% convinced that this grass is even gonna grow at all. I don't know if we're in like some kind of cold snap or whatever, but it is like single digits Celsius every night. And it's like mid-teens to like low 20s every day. I think that could be all right. I hope so. I'm in Ontario, Canada, by the way, so I do hope that this works. Obviously, I've spent a lot of effort on this. Not exactly a lot of money, but definitely a lot of effort. So comment down below if you have faith in me, I've done any of this correctly, including time of year. So comment down below if you think this grass will grow, because I have no idea. Not gonna lie though, it's kind of weird that there is no quantity per square foot and spread rate on these. I guess I truly am gonna be guessing. Well, like, I think I'm just gonna put a whole bunch and hope she goes. I've definitely spread grass seed before. It's not my first time spreading grass seed. First time nuking. First time, oh, that's a lot. First time with the aerator. Sorry, not the aerator, the dethatcher. That's probably too much, not gonna lie. Too late, nothing I can do about it. Starter fertilizer, let's get amongst it. Again, don't need too much. Mix it all up. Hopefully, I'm not supposed to be using some sort of safety mechanisms, safety protocols. I don't think so. It's just fertilizer. Like, don't snort it. Don't eat it. Like, I'm not an idiot. Well, I got the whole area here prepped. I got my seed, fertilizer, everything. I guess it's time to start spreading. Cue the time lapse of me spreading this seed. Oh my God, I did it again. Cue the time lapse of me spreading away. I say again, September 4th, 2025, Pembroke, Ontario. This will be the before. I guess the second before. Definitely already had a before. And that was when it was a lawn, a garbage lawn, needed to get killed lawn. And now it is killed. So this is the new before. And I will see you in 2 weeks or so. Actually, you know what's funny? I looked at the percentage of grass seeds that are which type, and the only thing I knew is that perennial ryegrass it germinates really quickly, and Kentucky blue germinates really slowly. So I was really hoping that the mixture, the percentages were going to be leaning way towards perennial rye, because I just don't have that much time. And you know what's funny is that 40% is Kentucky blue. And I know that's like 12 to 18 or even 20 days to germinate. And I just don't know if I have that kind of time here. So Kentucky blue, you better hurry up, bud. Otherwise you're not going to germinate, and you're not going to even think about starting. And you'll have screwed me over. Well, I guess I would have screwed myself over. Can't blame grass seed for my ignorance and my behavior. But that's all right, boys. Let's get it. Let's grow some grass, all right? See ya in 2 weeks. Peace. Ah! Well, I was really hoping this was not gonna be the case, but I guess here we are. Today's date is October 25th, and I have some bad news to share with you. Guys, the grass, it didn't friggin' grow. Okay, maybe some grass grew, but a very, very small quantity did. The rest didn't even take seed at all. And I know you could tell by my face, I'm actually not surprised at all. I've been watching this grass trying to grow for like the last 2 months, and I was pretty darn sure that this was going to be the case. Well, this grass growing project was a complete flop, but at least some lessons were learned. You're gonna have to stick around till later in this video to find out what it is that I have hopefully learned for next time I do this. Just a little update here. I believe we're on day 9 of growing grass. Got lots of little sprouties, little seedlings growing on in here. But you know what else we have? Got a ton of leaves. And I think I'm at the point where I gotta get rid of these leaves. I think these leaves are hindering some of this growth, and I think they gotta go. Like, I don't wanna walk on any of these little seeds that are trying to grow, but I think these leaves are messing it up. I think the leaves that are here are doing more damage than I would be if I walked on them. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I might be an expert on the subject, but I actually have literally no idea. Let me know in the comments down below if I'm an idiot, if I should not be leaf blowing all these leaves out, or maybe let me know down below if I'm smart as heck and this is the correct move to do. Well, I think I immediately regret that decision. I think I may have just shot myself in the foot on that one. Yes, I definitely did shoot myself in the foot, and I'll let you know what I mean by that in just a second. I also think it's super evident at this time that I most definitely did not use enough topsoil. I think everywhere where there's very prominent patches or little areas of topsoil, I can see the most seedlings by far. Between me just leaf blowing everything into oblivion and most clearly not putting enough topsoil, I think if this lawn renovation fails, it's because I'm an idiot, and it's because of those two things, that's for sure. Or I'm a genius and this lawn is gonna look sick. After that day that I did all that work, I was super good for the watering quantity and frequency. I had a pretty good setup with multiple sprinklers to hit multiple areas of the lawn. I watered and watered and I watered some more, multiple times a day and for 20 or so minutes per area. I saw sprouts after really not that long, and I became very excited for the whole lawn to be sprouting up. And then came the cold weather. Despite the days being pretty darn warm, at night the temperatures were dropping quickly. We received a couple of nights in a row that were in the negatives. That's Celsius, of course. And I think after 3 days in a row at like -4, that is pretty much what sealed the deal and prevented this entire process from happening. None of this was gonna work with the soil temperatures being as cold as they were. There was frost on the ground pretty much every morning, and I don't think the grass stood a friggin' chance to grow after that point. So I was cooked. There was nothing I could do. I clearly had just started this whole thing too late in the year. Guys, I don't know if this is happening. December 24th, wow, not December, September 24th. You know, I had pretty good optimism until really not that long ago. It looked like we were gonna have a pretty good lawn here. I could see all kinds of little grass sprouty things popping up and things were looking sick. And I was loving seeing all that. I'm not gonna lie. I think the sprouties that sprouted that's all that's gonna happen. There's nothing else sprouting. There's nothing else growing. And to make matters worse than all this, I got nothing but leaves behind me here, blocking all the sunlight, all the water. I'm leaf blowing the leaves away every 3 days. And then, you know, after every 3 days, it still looks like this. So like, what's a fella to do, man? Oh, and to make matters even worse, it was -3 at night for like 2 nights in a row just the other day. What the frig, man? This is not looking good here. I'll give it another little bit. Woo, I think I'm in trouble. Well, I guess I can use this as a teaching moment, and we can all learn from my mistake. Mistakes, plural. Lots of mistakes. Learning point number 1. This probably goes without saying, but it is friggin' tough work to prep a lawn for a lawn renovation. You absolutely 100% need an electric dethatcher. Don't listen to anyone who says you can do it with just a dethatching rake. That's not happening. Don't do it. You need an electric dethatcher. Learning point number 2. I noticed that the areas that I was completely unsuccessful with killing with the glyphosate, did I say that right? Those little patches that didn't end up dying, those patches were thriving. They were super green, super good, lush looking, no weeds, nothing. So that brings me to the question, did I need to kill absolutely all of this lawn off? Did I need to kill any of this lawn off? Well, I've come to the conclusion that no, absolutely not. No, I should have just done an overseeding from day one. It was really dumb to nuke the whole lawn, and I even did a terrible job at that. So yeah, not ideal. Learning point number 3. Well, I did all of this manual labor in September, and evidently it was too late in the year to make it happen. Obviously, the temperature of the soils were just too cold, and it never gave a chance in hell for any of this grass to grow. Learning point number 4. Okay, I was joking. I definitely am not an expert at growing grass. I lied to you earlier in this video. Lesson learned. Learning point number 5. Listen, I know there are thousands of videos on YouTube of people growing these super awesome, lush, magical looking lawns, but truthfully, they make it look easy. I've been trying to grow grass and having really nice lawns for a couple of years now, and while yes, I have had some success, it's never really been that crazy, as the whole process is actually just pretty difficult. Learning point number 6, I didn't even write this one down, I'm just throwing it in there now. Yeah, I needed more topsoil, no questions asked, no doubt about it. I skimped completely over topsoil, and yeah, no shit, I didn't get any sprout. It was very obvious the areas that had the most sprouts were the area with the most quantity of new topsoil. So lesson learned, more topsoil. Well, obviously this did not work out at all for the fall of 2025, but I do believe that I have built a wicked foundation for the spring of 2026. I'd like to think that I did a lot of this work up front and that I will have very little prep work to do in the spring. I am very confident that I'll be able to make this thing look absolutely sick in the spring. So if you want to see some Ryan Knorr level of lawn renovation action, follow along, because surely this place is going to be way better in spring of 2026. But until then, I will catch you on the next video. Much love and peace.